Going live. Alright, so it looks like I have to hit the button on YouTube to go live too, not just OBS, I guess.
That's how it usually works for me.
Oh, okay. I haven't streamed to YouTube in a long time.
Ah.
I think they changed it a little bit.
Mm.
Alright. And it should be going under Mariposa Kickstarter and demo launch stream. Hello everybody, welcome. Here we go. Oh yes, it's working. It's working. Hello everybody. Hey yo, Taylor. Hello, Mathia Canvas.
Welcome everybody.
Welcome.
Day is finally here. Took long enough, but it's finally here.
Yeah, it's been quite a journey. So the way this is gonna work is basically, hi, I'm Anastasia. I'm the director and lead artist and writer on Mariposa. And then down below is...
I'm Kaius Nelson. I am the lead programmer on Mariposa and the Galaxy Man.
So we are kind of the lead devs on the project, and we're going to be going over the Kickstarter as well as some of the Steam page and play a little bit of the demo. We're not going to play all of it though, because we don't want to spoil any of the cool surprises that are going to be happening in the demo. Let's see, look at chat for a little moment, see what's going on. Oh, is it not Mathia? Is it Mathia? Or Mathia? Is it Mathia? Welcome. So as you guys know, this has been in the works for like over a year now. This particular like demo. Yeah. Technically we started working on it like a couple years ago in Unreal Engine, and we had these really old models that I'd made that were gross and bad. But then we both were like working a whole bunch on getting better at what we do, and finally we were able to hit kind of a nice spot where we're like, okay, now we're ready to really start production on this demo. We got a script out, we blocked out the main rescue center in place, and then we went out and started like going full production on it for this whole year of 2021, and now it's 2022, and we finally get to launch the demo. And it is now live on Steam right now. So if you want to go play the demo, it can take an hour or two to finish it. There's side quests, creatures to find, and a whole like little main story quest to do that is basically the prologue of the game. Hello Felisa, welcome! I'm so glad you were able to make it. Welcome. Thank you for dropping in.
All sorts of people popping in. Hello.
Let me go ahead and post this on Twitter as well. But by the way, guys, so what this stream is going to basically be is a Q&A about like if you're curious about the game and some questions you have about it. And also, yeah, we're going to be going over the demo a bit. So if you have any questions for either Jonathan or me or both, then feel free to put that in the chat. So that's, let's see. I'm gonna go ahead and post this on YouTube. What's this on Twitter? Excuse me.
Like, so we're already on YouTube.
Yeah.
Although it'd be worth making a post about it if you haven't yet. A YouTube post.
Oh, yeah, yeah. All right, so let's see the comments coming in. Hello, hello, hello. Would the game be offering mounts to help you get to long distances in any of the worlds? Actually, that's something we've been thinking about. It's something we had like thought about for the demo, but it was just way too much to like put in the demo. So it's something that we're thinking about having as a feature in the final game, where there will be certain creatures that are mountable, and you'll be able to like speed through certain areas with them, because kind of the way the game will be structured is, think about like if you've played like Spyro or the Spyro remasters, there's kind of these like hub areas of each world, and from each of those hubs are different more linear levels that are branched off of them. So there's like an open area and then branched off linear areas that act as more linear story areas. So for the bigger hub areas, we would probably want to have either mounts or some kind of other fast system of traveling around, like roller skates or something like that. And the mounts would probably work very similarly, but be different animals depending on the planet you're on. So it would like be the same mount mechanic, but then like have a different model for the creature depending on it. What inspired you to create the game? Oh, so basically quite a few things. But the first idea that popped into my head of this was when I was listening to Aurelion Sol's theme from League of Legends, which is kind of like, he's like a space dragon character in League, and so his musical theme is very spacey and cool. So as I was listening to it, I kind of got this like visual in my head of this blonde girl floating through space with like a fishbowl around her head, with all these like weird space creatures floating around her. And then as certain parts of the song came on, like these giant booms and bangs of space, it made me think of this giant kind of space creature or space person that would be like on a journey with her. And then that's where kind of I kept thinking about it and listening to like different music pieces, like listening to Mass Effect soundtrack, listening to like different things, and just like trying to problem solve it in my head. And then I finally, and then one of the things I was thinking of is space road trip, because I thought of like a van in space, like running around, going around, and then the blonde girl in the van kind of singing to a song as she was on a road trip with her brother. And then kind of came this idea of her wanting to take care of animals and creatures, space creatures. And then I kind of melded these ideas together, like, what if there's this giant star space creature that she needs to help, but it turns out he's actually this sapient, he's this guy that she has to help out. So those ideas merged into one another, and eventually it came out to, I wanted to make her an alien, because that way she would be more unique and interesting as a protagonist than like a human, a normal blonde human girl in space. So then, yeah, now so she's an alien, she's got a space road trip, saving animals, saving a spaceman, and space road trip. And so that was like the initial idea, was listening to some of these musical themes. But the idea for Alex being the way he is, Galaxy Man, the idea of him like being able to turn into just like a guy, and he's not always a big space creature, came from this song called I was listening to this song called oh gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's a little bit of a harder song I have it here in my playlists. Oh, it's called Dream Suite in C Major by Miracle Musical, when I listened to that song, I immediately got the impression of a guy, like a mysterious gentleman, space gentleman, playing a piano while floating in the void of space, and him taking the hand of a girl and bringing her along on a like Doctor Who space adventure. So you could say that Alex is kind of inspired by Doctor Who mixed with like the idea of like space creatures, and a few other characters inspired him as well. You could say he's a little bit of a mix of Doctor Who and Rakan from League of Legends, with some other inspirations as well. There's quite a few characters that kind of were inspiring him, as well as different songs and lyrics and things. So I have a whole playlist of songs that helped inspire his character, so I might drop that soon.
And if I can say to Nithya, you joke about how you have imagined Mariposa singing the Magic School Bus theme song. Funny you mention that, because in the one of the first versions of the game, that the builds that we had, I had actually animated the her van, because right now it was in a much more rudimentary form. It obviously wasn't to that song, even in the demo, but that was kind of some of the images of the opening of that Magic School Bus. That's kind of what I had in my mind when I was animating the bus for the title screen. So that's something I having kind of the bus, or the van grooving around. Might be something we do for the title screen in the final version.
Heck yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. But
there's a lot of really cool stuff we could do with the title screen. The one we have now is something he came up with. It's really nice and atmospheric. And we might have like different ideas, or you know how like in Half-Life 2, when you play certain levels, the title screen changes depending on what level you're in. We might be able to do something like that too, where maybe she's hanging out on different planets depending on what planet you're currently save filed in.
Actually, one thing so Trails of Cold Steel does is that as the story goes along and you get more and more characters into your party, they'll actually appear on the title screen. So at the start, it's I don't know if you remember, because I think you played it a little bit. It's the train, and there's just the two main characters on it, and then more get added over time. So that's something we could consider doing as well.
Yeah.
Because characters are obviously really big. Essentially, the heart of the game is the characters you come across.
Heck yeah. Exactly. And Saya says, I hope this is a regular space road trip. With Alex, no way. Oh, yes. And Phil Snyder asks, for Caius, how did you get involved in this project?
There's an interesting question. Well, people who follow me know I've been doing game development for quite a while. This is I think about 5 years, developing an Unreal Engine. I've known Ingros since I think around the time of Dragon Queen, maybe a little after the book was released.
Yeah.
So we had I don't remember the specific time it happened, but we had become friends, and she had been talking about this idea for Mariposa. And initially, before we had gone, we talked about how we'd technically started the project several years ago. That's because that was very early on when I was learning. I don't remember how it exactly came about, but it basically ended up I was gonna, for part of my learning process, I was like, well, we got together and I was gonna make up a prototype of Mariposa, which I believe I still have saved somewhere.
We definitely want to get footage of that. That would be amazing, hilarious to see.
So on Inkros's YouTube or on Twitter, we believe we posted a video of the development progress. That's actually not even the first version of the game, though.
Yeah.
The very, very first version was literally it was a four-armed block man running around with a jetpack, because there was a lot of obviously stuff very early in development there. So yeah, and basically it just kind of went from there, and we decided to go on the okay, let's let's bring it into full production. So.
Mm-hmm. And then let's see. Hello, Harry TM12 says, I read through the Kickstarter and I saw stretch goals about a cyberpunk level. I really love the sound of that concept. I hope you reach your goals and more. Thank you so much. Actually, yeah, since we're gonna cover the Kickstarter in a moment, we'll talk about like each level world idea and what's going on with that. If you guys are interested in playing the demo on stream or playing a Let's Play video on it or anything like that, feel free to let me know. I'd love to check it out. We want to see your reactions, how you are viewing the story, how you are viewing the gameplay, and what you're connecting with and having fun with, and what we can improve as well. So again, if you want to stream anything, if you want to make a video, let us know. DM me on Instagram, send me a message through my website. We'd love to see your reactions. Or if you just have text feedback that you want to give, feel free to reach out that way too. And if there's any YouTubers or streamers you want to see play the game, let us know as well, and we'll reach out to them. And so, let's see. Oh, it looks like we've reached a few more backers while we were talking. That's awesome. We are currently at 12 backers. Thank you guys so much. So speaking, if you guys have any more questions, continue to put them in the chat and I'll continue taking a look at them. For now, I'm going to start going through the Kickstarter, but like I said, if you have any more questions, feel free to keep putting them in the chat. So, let's make sure this is viewing correctly. Okay, awesome. Oh, we got a good question here. Not sure if this was asked before. Will the game have controller support? Yes. In fact, the demo has partial controller support. So feel free to give that a shot. And yeah.
I'll jump back a little bit earlier, and you may want to answer this as well. But someone did actually ask about putting it on consoles. We would love console support. It's a bit tricky though, especially because right now the consoles are in a bit of like a transition period from like PS4 to PS5 and Xbox One to Series X, and then obviously Game Pass is a thing. So on top of developing, trying to get in contact with all of them, getting that sorted out takes extra time. It's a bit tricky. And then also Switch is something we've thought about a lot, and it's like we would like to do, but the Switch hardware is starting to get a little old at this point. So it's with this the way the game is designed and with the scope of it, it's a little uncertain kind of how we'd go about managing that. But that is definitely something we want to do, and I've already actually started basically structuring the game in a way where it hopefully wouldn't be too difficult to implement into or add support for consoles when that comes around.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. But like he was saying, when it comes to PlayStation, that's one we really would like to do. However, like you said, with the transition between PS4 and 5, by the time we get finished with the full game, it might just be like everyone's on PS5 now. So we don't know for sure yet. And PS4 might still be alive and kicking 2 or 3 years from now. So we don't know yet. It's still doing well. It's a great console. I love it. Someone asks, what about mobile devices eventually? Not that computer's bad. I'd like to play the game, but I'm always on the move. Unfortunately, that's probably not going to happen. Genshin Impact, the reason they're able to be on there is because they have a giant team. They've been working on mobile for years, and they're just able to super optimize their game. And their game is not precision based. Our game is a platformer, which means there's a lot of precision motion, and unfortunately touchscreen controls are just not great for that. And again, when it comes to optimization, we can't really do that. I'm not gonna say it's never gonna happen, but it's probably not gonna happen. We'll have to wait and see, but yeah, probably not.
One other thing to keep in mind is actually a couple of things. One of them is and this is on the Kickstarter, something we would like to do. It's a little out of the scope right now, but what we'd like to do is co-op support, local co-op. And that, like on a mobile device or on the Switch, that becomes much more difficult to manage because, especially if you're wanting to do it to the like split screen, basically the technical challenges of that goes up. So that does make it more difficult. I will say though, we are like these days we are starting to see. I'm assuming most of you are familiar with the Steam Deck, which is coming out.
Mm-hmm.
We're starting to see more sort of handheld PCs like that. I believe Nvidia has one, Alienware. So that is as far as portable gaming support. As that stuff becomes more and more common, that is definitely. I mean, since it'll be Mariposa will be all on Steam, it'll have support there at least. So I know it's not the Switch, but that's hopefully a nugget of not promise but possibility.
Oh heck yeah! Steam Deck is a high possibility. We're going to for sure be looking into that. It seems perfect, really, for what's going on. But of course, we don't have our hands on the Steam Deck yet, so we don't know for sure anything, or if the Steam Deck will even be able to fulfill demand, because people are going to be going after it, and we're going to probably want to get one too. So yeah, it's exciting. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Kickstarter page. So here we have, the button for playing the demo. If you click on this button, it goes to the Steam page. And from there you can download the demo and give it a shot, see what you think. Alright, so welcome to the world of Mariposa. Unfortunately, some of these GIFs are not loading. We'll have to take another look at that. It's a story-rich 3D platformer set in a galaxy with colorful planets based on different decades of the 1900s. So you can read a bit more about here. I'm just going to kind of do the cliff notes of the pages and then expand on stuff that is easier to talk about on live than it is in text, especially when it comes to some of the worlds and stuff. So here's our stretch goals. This is super important. So the game of Mariposa, the demo is basically the prologue of the game, and it is on the Mariposa's home planet of Flutica, which is a butterfly people planet with a bunch of giant flowers, and it's 70s themed, basically. So that's our starting planet. But then, once we get funding, we want to be able to do the next world, which is Felmuria, and that is a 1920s themed planet where there's a bunch of giant trees and Art Nouveau themed architecture, tree houses built on the branches of these giant trees. The trees are so big, in fact, that the branches are basically highways, and the people that live on that planet are like lemur cat people, so they are able to climb trees and go from place to place. And so that's going to be like the second world, and we already have planned like the whole like mini arc of the story of Felmuria. And so if we reach 70,000, that's the first world we're going to be able to start and complete. However, we have stretch goals here as well to help fund the next worlds, and even if we don't get to some of these stretch goals, we're still going to be trying to get additional funding from other sources as well, so that we can fund the rest of the worlds of the game. So we're hoping to try to get as much funding as possible from different sources, grants, all that kind of stuff, so that we can make sure that we get the full story complete. So 70,000 is the next world of Felmuria. Then 80,000 we have developer commentary, so that'll be Jonathan and I, Caius and I, and my sister Aurora, who does the music. She'll be commenting about music. And then my mom, Carrie Snyder, she's going to also probably have developer commentary as well, talking about UI design, sound design, some of the stuff that she's worked on, website. There are Easter eggs, Squidmallow. There's actually an Easter egg to one of my previous projects in the demo. However, you might have to do a little bit of clipping in order to see it, but I won't specify where. So see if you can find it. And at 100,000 we have full voice acting. The demo does have full voice acting for the dialogue and cutscenes, and at this tier we can hopefully have the same thing for Felmuria and the rest of the worlds. we also, at our next tier, is Kajam World. Kajam World is a 1930s themed swamp planet, which is inspired by Louisiana and jazz culture. And it's like a swamp planet that has a lot of boats and steamships and beautiful music and swamp creatures, and it's home to two different kinds of people, the slime people race and the dragonfly people race, and we're going to talk more about them a little bit later on. So Kajam is going to be really fun. Each of these planets kind of have their own character that acts as the kind of representative of the theme of the levels. And so our next world is Nueves, which is a noir 1940s Art Deco theme planet. It is basically a metropolis underground inside giant crystal caverns filled with unicorn people called the Cyquine. And their planet is currently going through a civil war. And so there's a lot of interesting conflict going on there, and you don't know who to trust. So that'll be fun. Next is a kind of fun minigame at 300,000, a turn-based animal battle minigame, where it'll be kind of like a little bit of a Pokemon thing. And don't worry, the animals won't actually be battling. It'll be in-universe, a little like game of its own or a little VR experience. So the animals won't actually be hurting each other. So that
full disclosure, this is the one I want the most. So if you would be so kind, everyone.
He's the JRPG guy. So if you want to help him be a happy coder, we should get to the mini animal turn-based game so that he has something fun to work on.
Playing the rest of it isn't fun.
Yes.
It's not when stuff is breaking, but it's fun outside of that.
Oh, Felisa says Kajam is one of my faves with Bonnie. Yes, thank you. I love Bonnie so much too. She's so fun to draw because of how round she is. She's got her little round face and her puffy hair. It's so fun.
And if I can, something related to Bonnie, if I can go back to the voice acting one as well, that's also one I would really like to see, because the voice actors we got to do the roles in the demo were all really great. I since I do programming, I handled most of the like setting up how dialogue and stuff work, so I had to listen to voice lines a lot, and they're all they're all great. They really do add a ton to the game. So that's one I would really love to really love if we could get full voice acting.
Heck yeah. In fact, later in the Kickstarter page, we talk about the voice actors we hired for the project. Y'all should check them out. They did a great job. Oh, and Hunter asks, any 1950s New York style planet? Well, guess what? That's the next tier. Alucur is 1950s themed. Now, you might not be able to see from the poster here because the poster here is more about like the landscape of the planet. The landscape of the planet is harsh. It's teeming with life, but it's really big and dangerous life. The people that live on this planet are giant dragon people. So they are like 1950s, like white picket fence dragon people. So they're really polite and they'll love inviting you into their home for dinner. But they also have giant claws and can easily tear you to pieces if they wanted to. But they don't because they're nice. So that's kind of like the thematic of that planet. And some of the environments of it are western deserts, like Arizona type desert, mixed with giant volcanoes and metallic plants and creatures. A lot of the animals and creatures on that planet are metallic or plastic in nature. So it should make for some really fun character design work. Oh, Annie asks, legitimate question, will the different worlds have their respective conflicts parallel real-world issues that were happening at the time? Kind of. It's something I want to be really careful about, obviously, because there's a lot of like baggage that comes with some of those themes from certain time periods. So we still want this to be like a kid's game, so we want to be careful with that. So they're going to have a little bit of parallels, but not stuff that is like uncomfortable, basically. So we're just gonna be really careful with that. We'll let you more. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say one especially with the target audience being more family friendly audience. One thing is I think in the case of this game, what I like about it is that because it's not quite as heavy in terms of the subject matter. I mean, the stuff is taken seriously when it needs to be, but it's not super heavy. It appeals to some more kind of ever-present themes and broader kind of themes and messages that everyone throughout any time and period can deal with. And you do kind of see that throughout the different worlds you go to. Is there's obviously some of those difficulties people deal with. It manifests in different ways, but it is sort of it's not as if it's entirely tackling just one period of time, but sort of stuff that anyone can to some extent connect with.
Exactly. Really, the conflicts of each world are more based on the people that live there and their culture and the environments that they live in. Because even though they're aesthetically inspired by different decades, they're still alien planets. So while there's a lot of like Earth culture inspired them, they're also alien planets too. So there's a lot of mixes of different inspirations there. So at 400,000, we are looking into mod support for Steam. Whether that will come in the form of like full-on mod support, or maybe we'll have like level editors, or maybe both. We'll see. But we want to have some level of customization, and we want to be able to have full mod support. That's similar to way Hat in Time has mod support, where you can do it through the Steam Workshop. That kind of fun stuff. Yeah. And then, yeah, potentially some kind of level creator would be cool. And then at 450,000, we have deeper fashion customization. The idea I had for this is potentially being able to choose the colors of different pieces of your outfit, or being able to like swap out different hairstyles with different outfits, maybe put on different hats with different outfits, maybe different accessories, that kind of thing. It should be fun. We love making fashion designs. That's a thing I like to do. Oh, Zodia asks, since this game is an RPG, I'm curious what's your favorite JRPG? Actually, this is not an RPG. However, there was that turn-based animal minigame that will be like a little RPG inside of it. Unless you count playing as Mariposa as role-playing. You know, the kind of definition for role-playing is a little strange. Because technically in any video game, you're role-playing in a way. But yeah, this game would be classified as a 3D adventure platformer, or a story-based adventure platformer.
I'll throw out my answer to that question really quick.
Oh yeah, he wants to answer that.
Chrono Trigger, I'm sure is. Actually, I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna do 3: Chrono Trigger, Persona 4, and Trails of Cold Steel. There you go.
My answer is Persona 5 because I'm a normie.
Normie.
I know. I love Persona 5. And oh gosh, Fire Emblem Awakening, which is also kind of normie, but hey, shut up. Would you consider adding DLCs to this game? Something we're thinking about, but something we can't really, like, say at all right now. Potentially, but can't make any promises. Because right now we just need to finish the actual game before we even really think about DLC. Alright, and as for the, this one here, this is the final level, the Cyberpunk Earth finale world. So yes, some people have been shocked about this. Earth exists in this galaxy. You can think of it as like a kind of Star Trek or Mass Effect type of thing where it's far in the future and Earth has now interacted with all these alien planets. Our main character, Mariposa, is half human, and she lived on Earth for a time. So because it's in the far future, Earth is cyberpunk inspired. So we have all these like retro planets, and then for our finale, we're in the future, as it were. So Earth is, cyberpunk. But, so there's a lot of like corruption. It's kind of the darkest planet we'll visit so far because the city that you go into is kind of taken over by this mega corporation that you've been fighting in various ways throughout the game, and they're doing experimentation that's with Alex's stars, and you have to save his stars, because the main collectible in the game that you collect at each level is his stars, which you're reclaiming after he lost several of them after being attacked near the start of the game. So there's a lot of interesting characters that I'm looking forward to having in the Earth world, and it's going to probably be the most dramatic and exciting part, because it's the finale. You gotta go big. And then as a final goal here, we have local co-op. We might experiment with co-op earlier, but just to make sure we have the funding for it, we have it as our last goal, because it could be a big deal, because co-op can kind of change a lot of the design of the game going forward. You have to think about it for a lot of different systems as you're working on the game. And when it comes to online co-op, that's something we can't promise at the moment. But for now, we have a goal for local co-op, at least. But if we have any updates for you as development goes on, if online co-op is possible, we'll let you guys know. And for backer rewards, we have $5, special thanks, name in the credits, high-res desktop and phone wallpapers. Thank you a lot for your support. And then we have $10 OST music download. My sister, Aurora Snyder, is helping work on the OST. However, because of the sheer variety of types of music in this game we want to have, we might also bring on different composers and different singers and artists depending on what we need. So hopefully our OST is going to be banging. It's going to have a lot of variety. That's something we're totally looking to have. Digital copy of the game at $15, so that'll probably be a PC code. For now, all we can promise is a PC code, but potentially in the future, depending on if we're able to get on certain consoles, we might be able to provide console codes. That's something we can't promise now, but we're looking into for the future. But for now, it's just a Steam code. And then digital art book. This one's going to be fun. I have a lot of concept art I've made for this. And then I'll probably put in old models, work in progress model stuff in here as well. It'll be a whole nice layout of a bunch of concept art, as well as
You'll get your money's worth for that one.
Yep.
So much art.
I've got a lot of concept art to put in here. And a lot of crappy art too, but that's the fun of concept art books. You can just fill it with your crappy sketches and say, yeah, this is what led to this being made, you know? Yeah.
It's true.
It's true though, yeah.
That's where it all starts.
People do want to see that stuff. Like, I want to see those sketches when I'm looking in art books for games, because sometimes they just put in like final art, and that stuff is not the meat. That's not the meat of it. No. Give me the deep stuff.
All the rough sketches and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's the good stuff. That's the best.
One thing I noticed with the Great Ace Attorney on Switch, they had a whole section of a bunch of concept arts stuff for some of the characters, and they had little explanations of why they chose certain design elements and stuff. Perfect. I love that. That's what we want to do for this. And then we have 2 game copies. So if you do 25, you can get 2 codes. For you and a friend, or 2 for you if you want to go that route. Good for you. And then at $40, we have an exclusive Mariposa outfit to equip in-game. This image is not what it'll look like. That's just a little example texture swap. It'll be like a full-on outfit, like modeled and everything. That'll be backer exclusive. And I'll probably, as the Kickstarter goes on, I'll probably like share concept art of that outfit, and maybe have a few polls of which outfit you guys would want as your backer exclusive outfit. I'll get you guys' feedback on all that. Oh, and just to make sure you guys know, I forgot to mention this. When you get the digital copy of the game, you actually get a Kickstarter exclusive texture swap for Mariposa. So, like a color swap on her. Maybe it'll be green themed after Kickstarter. I don't know. We'll do a vote on what kind of texture swap you guys want. Zodia asks, so is the game going to be on PC? Yes, for sure. PC
Demo is on PC right now to play.
Yep, exactly. If you go to Steam and look up Mariposa and the Galaxy Man, our Steam demo is free to play. Give it a look. But yeah, we also hope to get it on consoles, but for now it's PC.
I might, just in case the question comes up later as well, by PC, that does hopefully include Mac, and I would like Linux as well. That might be difficult, but just computers like Mac and potentially Linux as well. So computers is the primary goal.
And then here, exclusive pet variant. So this will be we're gonna have it so that you have a pet living in the van with you, Mariposa's space van, which is like our little hub area. And in this space van, you'll be able to maybe feed them and pet them a little bit. We want to have like little interactions you can have with your van pet, and maybe you can switch out which creature you have in your van at the time. But you'll get an exclusive pet variant, so it'll be likely a slight model change and texture swap. So like of an existing creature. So maybe like it'll be changed to have like more like a very nice cool texture change. Maybe it'll be like completely golden or something like that. We'll probably do again more polls and votes on what you guys would like as your pet variant. And then this is where we start getting to physical rewards. We put physical rewards fairly high because it can be pretty hard to fulfill some of this stuff. It takes a lot of shipping time. So our stickers is up here at 75 and beta access. So it's not just stickers, it's also beta access. So these are little Chibi, Mariposa, and Alex vinyl stickers, plus beta access to the game. And also we have a no shipping, just beta only tier for those that would rather like avoid shipping stuff. Sentinel Royal Guard says, "Hello, I love your work. You're so creative." Thank you so much. People do like white whips. Yep, people like WIPs. Mushroom Camel Horse, yeah. And then we have Mariposa themed poster. We probably will have a vote on which poster it should be. I have a few different Mariposa themed posters. I was thinking we could have it so people can choose which poster they want. I don't know if that's gonna be too much like to do though. So we might have a vote on which poster you guys would like to have be sent out. And then 250, this one's fun. Acrylic charms. 2 3-inch acrylic chibi charms, one of Mariposa and one of Alex. As an example, I don't have one made of Mariposa and Alex yet, but this is one of my other charms I had made. And it's a little Ocarina of Time Link charm. So at 250, you would get 2 of these, one of Chibi Mariposa and one of Alex. And then we start to get to custom stuff at 500. Help us design an in-game pin. So there's Mariposa can collect and wear different enamel pins in the game. And so you might be able to help design a enamel pin. There are some guidelines, of course, and we would be the ones making like the final like okay on if it's gonna be put in or not. But yeah, same thing with in-game creature and in-game outfit. You would get to help us. You get either you would like help design and draw, or you would like give us feedback or let us know what you would like, and then we would like do most of the design work. But you basically provide input on designing an in-game alien animal, and also for 3,000 is helping us design an in-game outfit. Again, there are some caveats, like certain things we can't like to have in the outfits, or like it has to be like at a PG rating, of course, and all that type of stuff. So that's something we're really excited about, though, because I think a lot of you guys would find it really fun to have your own little input on some of the design stuff. And that was like the long stuff. So let's go through this stuff a little more quickly. We got the demo, which you can play right now on Steam. Mariposa and the Galaxy Man on Steam. Give it a shot. And yeah, here's a few cool screenshots of some of the stuff we've been working on. Then we have gameplay. Gameplay is a big part. That's probably going to go through a lot of evolution. So we're looking forward to getting your feedback on the demo and what you think could be improved. Same with some of the art as well. So obviously we have basic platforming, jumping, double jumping, sprint dashing, and then we also have her like 0G ability, which you can experience for yourself in the demo. We have combat, which is kind of like puzzle combat. We have exploration. There's a lot of stuff to collect and find. And character conversations. Sometimes NPCs and characters can be found around the world that you can explore to find. We want character conversation to be a big part of the experience. We won't necessarily focus on choice dialogue because Mariposa is a very established character protagonist, so you won't be like making a bunch of little like choices because it's not like an RPG. Instead, most of it will be centered around just talking with the characters, asking them questions, and then doing quests for them to unlock more dialogue with them, and then building up your friendships with them. We probably will have some kind of like system where if you do certain quests for certain characters, you'll have like a deeper friendship with them, and then get to learn more about them and their story. So that's something we definitely want to have, is a lot of character connection, and mostly centering on friendship. Let's see. And then we also have a bunch of stuff to collect because it's a collection game. Thank you, Battleship. So Galactic Ven, standardized currency used to buy all manner of things on the market. But the main collectible is Flutter Stars, which are these little butterfly star things floating around, which are of course representational of Mariposa and Alex, our main protagonists. These are little glowing flying bugs to be found on almost every planet. So you collect a bunch of them in the game and in the demo as well. Fabric and thread and patterns are things you can collect to be used to craft outfits. Animal pins can be bought or found in the world. They're not in the demo though, she's just wearing them in the demo. But pins, we would love to have them be like stat modifiers and other fun stuff. There's also lost animals that you'll be able to find and help. And then the big main collectibles are core stars and small stars, which are Alex's lost stars. Core stars will be able to upgrade and maybe give you new abilities and stuff. As you complete each world, you get new abilities. Space Van Hub. This is Mariposa's hub spaceship van, which she uses to travel the universe with Alex. Here, you can chat with characters, play and take care of pets, select destinations. You can also craft here and see, like, check the news of each planet, you see like different advertisements for different companies to kind of expand on the world. And so you see here some of the pictures of what's going on in the van.
Which, by the way, any of you playing the demo in the van, there's a little holo projector you may want to interact with. You might see some fun stuff there.
Yep, and you might want to interact with it multiple times too, not just once. You might find some funny things. And then here's another big mechanic of the game is fashion. Because guess what? She's a girl and she likes fashion, just like me. Who would have guessed? I know, right? But she's basically, a lot of the character design is based off of fashion doll lines like Monster High and Ever After High. So we wanted to have that fun element of getting to customize your character. And you know, anyone can like clothes. So that's the fun of it. So we've got a couple outfits to choose from in the demo that you can unlock by finding different collectibles. There's one outfit you can unlock by collecting a certain amount of Flutter Stars, and one outfit that's like a texture swap of the other one that you can collect by getting a certain amount of thread and fabric. And then another outfit that can be found by finding a pattern in the world. So have fun looking for all those little collectibles. And they can be crafted and equipped in the van. You equip them at the closet and you craft them at her little crafting computer and desk area. And in the game, the final game, we want to have character swapping, kind of similar to how it's done in Lego Star Wars or Epic Mickey 2. We want to have it so that you can swap between Alex and Mariposa, and they can do different things. They mostly will do similar things, but they can also do some things differently and unlock different things, depending on who you're playing as. And here we get to the setting. We've talked about some of this stuff before, so I'll just briefly talk about the different people on each planet, because we already talked about the settings. On Floodica, 70s themed planet, they're butterfly themed people. They're able to use this nectar called Nectra to have 0G abilities, and then they use their wings to like fly and do different directions. Then we have Famoria, the 20s themed planet. That one is lemur cat people that are really like agile, and they use their tails to like balance as they're climbing on trees and all that kind of stuff. Then we have Kajam, a 30s themed planet, and this is inhabited by people called the Jarmain. They're like sweet-smelling slime people, slug, snail people, and who are like amphibious. So they have underwater regions of their cities as well as above water regions. And then there's also the Flista, which are dragonfly people, and they have like, they're really fast moving, they're kind of constantly going around, and yeah. Next is Noives, which is the noir 40s themed planet, which is home to the Psyquine, unicorn-like aliens with psychic powers originating from their horns. They build large metropolises within the massive crystal caverns of the planet, because the planet is so bitterly cold that a lot of the heat is underground in the crystal caverns. Then we have Alucur, the 50s themed planet on which Strachiron reside, tall dragon-like beings with metal bones and carbon fiber skin. They're super tough, but extremely good-natured. And then we have the cyberpunk future-themed Earth. Far into the future, Earth's technology has grown substantially, bringing progress and disaster. As such, humans have a reputation in the galactic community of being a species of cyborgs and techno-wizards. So humanity's advantage in all of this is their technology. So that's going to be a big theme of the game as well as... And then we have the characters. We've got Mariposa. We've got Alex, and then these are the characters that are featured in the demo, except Kitty. Kitty's model is in the demo, but she is not like present voice-wise. You should be able to see her little Easter egg though, of her model. So keep on the lookout for that. And then again, on these different planets, there's going to be a bunch of additional characters to learn about and their stories to see. So take a look out for that. That's going to be fun. By the way, guys, if you are playing the demo and you want... Oh, someone said you want an 80s rock planet filled with... I have an 80s planet planned. It's not going to be in this game, but it would potentially be sequel material or DLC. But I have an 80s planet. Trust me, I'm really excited about it, actually.
Also, we're not confirming anything.
Yeah.
Just to be clear.
No, we're not confirming anything. But there is, like, in the lore of the game, an 80s planet, a 90s planet, and a 1910s planet. So those are lore things. We don't have the scope to have those as full planets. It'd be fun, but that's not in the cards at the moment. But we will still release information about them, the species that live on them, all that good stuff. But the 80s planet is very colorful. I'll just say that. And again, if you are playing the demo or about to play the demo, you can tag me on Instagram with hashtag Mariposa Demo with some of your thoughts. You can also message me on Instagram, or you can message me through the website flutterstars.com or on my website inkrosainc.com. Or you can join our Discord server, the link of which is on my Kickstarter video in the comments, the pinned comment on my Kickstarter video. And if you would like to have let's play of the demo or a stream, contact me, let me know. I'd love to see your reaction. Next up we have creatures. There's going to be a whole bunch of creatures in the game, and here's a few of them that are in the demo. Each of these creatures either come from space or one of the established planets that I've talked about already. So we got a whole bunch of these, and if you play the demo, you should be able to pet some of them by pressing the P button. So feel free to do that. Give them a little bit of a pet. And for music, again, we plan to have our music vary in style wildly depending on which planet or time period the player is experiencing. For our demo, we want a more spacey, synthy vibe to represent the space adventure to come. Both vocal and orchestral tracks will be used. And our main composer is Aurora Snyder, or Color Planet Crazy on YouTube. You can see one of the main themes of the game right here. You can also look it up on YouTube right now. It's called Universe of Fine Art, Mariposa and the Galaxy Band. So if you want to check that out, feel free. So yeah, she's going to be our main composer. And here we have the team. There's me. There's Caius. There's my mom, Carrie. There's my sister, Aurora. And then here's some of our vocal talent in the demo. Paige Guillory voices Bonnie. Nikki Mondolini voices Aunt Dawn. Jay Preston voices Bradley. Artemis Rico voices Kika. Megan Hensley voices Dusk. And my dad, Phil Snyder, voices Jacob Connors. So you'll be able to hear their performances in the demo, and they do a great job. And again, if the game is funded, we'll be bringing them back on to voice more, especially potentially Bonnie, because she's on Planet 3 in the game. So we have more of a breakdown of our budget here. If you want to check that out, it's on Kickstarter. I guess I'll break it down a little bit. We just got environment art. Environment art will also have to do with 3D models, so technically environment art and 3D models are kind of interconnected with one another. So you see there's a lot of budget for 3D models and environment art. They kind of go together. We've got programming, animation, but this is only for the $70,000 base budget, and it will only really cover part the next world 2 of Filmoria. Really, to again fund the rest of the game, we're going to need more funding. So once we get the base budget, we'll at least be able to start on the next world though. And then here's the website with a bunch more info on it. Flutterstars.com. This will be our main website for the Mariposa and the Galaxy Man franchise, because the whole kind of franchise is called Flutterstars. That's kind of our brand name, which will be the envelope name for other projects in the same universe. But for now, Mariposa and the Galaxy Man is our first project in the Flutterstars universe. And then some of our risks and challenges is that we're lacking a full-time environment artist, as well as several other positions we'd like to fill to make development much smoother and fill gaps in our knowledge. We're hoping to gain enough funding to hire on new folks and pay them properly. So, for example, we'd like to hire a full-time environment artist, because Caius and I have been kind of both doing environment art because he's more experienced in some of the Unreal stuff, so I'm learning some more of that, as well as I'm doing the modeling on some of these environment art stuff, and we're also getting some stuff from the Unreal Engine store to help fill up stuff that we don't have time to do. There's also, we'd like to maybe hire on animators, all that kind of stuff. So we're going to keep you guys updated depending on if the project is funded or not, if there are positions we'd like to have hired on. But yeah, that's going to be the covering of our Kickstarter. And it looks like we got another backer while we were talking. We are now at 765. Woo! And again, guys, if we would be super appreciative if you're able to send this project and the demo to anybody in your sphere of reference you think would be interested in it. Spread the word. And yeah, we're gonna be doing more stuff throughout the month to help support the project. We're gonna be contacting more people. Hopefully we'll be able to get some YouTubers to give their feedback on the project as well. And yeah, just show the Steam page here once again. Let's see. Yeah, so we got the demo here if you'd like to play it. And with that, we're gonna go ahead and start up the demo and show you a little bit. We're not gonna play all of it. In fact, we might even not show the opening cutscene. We're just gonna show you a little bit of it. And
you can watch the opening on your own time.
Yeah, exactly. We're gonna just be kind of exploring around a little bit. Let me go ahead and get that started. I'll have to adjust OBS a bit here to show it. And if you guys continue to have any questions, let me know. Go ahead, letting it load up.
While you're waiting on that, a quick question from Sentinel Railguard is wanting to know what your favorite creature race you've created for this project was.
Ooh, probably, I can't pick. Literally, I've been wondering, like, if I had a Mariposa Sona, which race would I be? And I can't pick. Like, I want to be I would like, maybe I'd be the dragon people. No, but I also really like the lemur cat people, but I like the butterfly, but I don't know. I can't pick. I just can't. It is impossible. Okay, let's see. Window capture.
I'll say, since he didn't limit it to sentient races, I think the asteroids look pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, what would I be?
Oh. What's going on? What? Why is it showing? Just a moment. It's supposed to not do that. It's supposed to not show OBS. Just a moment. Maybe that will work. Is that working? No.
Live presentation.
Yeah, I know, right? It's OBS is being. Oh wait, now it's showing. Okay, good.
We're up. Dreamception. You're seeing the seams. Yeah.
There we go. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
Looks like we'll be able to cross stream for me because right now I only have it through the stream, so I'll be a second behind you.
Oh, okay. I think I unlocked. Oh, I did. Okay. This is one of my save files on here. Oh. Fabulous Rice says, this is so exciting. I'm downloading the demo right now. Thank you. I hope you have fun. Let me know how it goes. All right. So that's her little space van. And now we're gonna go out and explore the hub area. Again, keep in mind this is an alpha, it's not completely finished. There's actually some other stuff I'm gonna be working on for environment art here. And all that fun stuff. So yes, here's our hub world area. Mariposa has a few different abilities to get around and navigate the world, one of which is obviously double jump, but then she also has a zero gravity ability, which basically takes whatever momentum and direction she's currently in and continues her in that direction. So if I jump and then hold it, it'll make me go up more, but if I dash forward and then hold it, it'll make her zoom forward. So you're able to use that in different ways to navigate and platform in different directions and all that. Yeah. And here's one of the little creatures. These are the flitte. They're little like dragonfly cats. And if you press P, you can give them a little pet. We also have some NPCs hanging around, talking to each other. Probably getting work done, but right now they're chatting a bit, you know.
I'll answer this question quickly.
Mm-hmm.
To Leaky Bucket. So there shouldn't be any soft locking in the demo. That's one of the things, especially the last few days, we were trying. Two things we were trying, I'd say the last week or so, trying to really hard to iron out were getting quests working right and making sure we didn't have any soft locking. You might still run into stuff, but usually if you quit and get back in, it should restore everything properly so you can go back and go through it. Which I'll also say, obviously because this demo is kind of early in development, you probably won't be able to take your saves from it over into the final game because a lot of the code will probably be different by then. So just keep that in mind.
Oh, Fabulous Rice says, do you mind if I play the demo on my gaming channel? I only have 12 subs, so I doubt I'll do anything, but dude, I totally am fine with that. Like, feel free. I want anyone who wants to stream it and have fun with it, because we love seeing everybody's reactions.
Also, hello, Nin. Guys, this Leaky Bucket is actually one of the people who was helping us with testing out
yes.
the demo as it was in development, so yeah, thanks a lot for that.
Uh-huh.
I gave us some very good feedback.
Oh, it's not pinning anymore. Wait a second. There we go. Okay. So this is. Oh no, it's actually it's not pinning it on top anymore. So they can't see our camera anymore. I don't know why, but anyway.
Sorry to anyone who wanted to see my face. Oh, never mind, it's back.
Oh, it is? Well, it was back temporarily, but. Oh yeah, it should be in the OBS, so it should be fine. Yeah. Okay. This is Aunt Dawn's house, but also doubles as her office in the rescue center. Okay. And look, there's a little tree swing underneath. How cute. Am I allowed to call my things that I made cute? I don't know if I'm allowed.
Narcissistic, but...
but I'll allow it.
Well, I mean, you're the
yeah.
I can't exactly say anything.
Exactly. And here's one of the other modes of transport in the game, is there's a grapple tool. You can use it to grapple to these blue balls of Nectra around the rescue center. So like they're little floating goop that can be grappled onto. And then if you do your 0G after, you can like shoot forward and travel a whole bunch of distances.
There's a lot of focus on kind of building momentum and then activating 0G to keep that speed. So if you know what you're doing, actually one thing that's fun for me to do is, while it's not a massive world, it's pretty sizable, especially to try to like run around on foot, this like hub area. But if you master all the movements, you can get like from one end to the other in like, I don't know, seconds. Which is some of the fun things for me to do, is just zoom around from one area to the other. It definitely helped a lot with testing and builds too, is being able to master that and then get around quickly to different stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. We're looking forward to speedrunning on this game. It's gonna go hard, I think. Gonna go pretty cool. And there's Bradley. He's shoveling manure to feed to the plant animals. There he goes. I'm not gonna talk to him though because that should be saved for when you guys play it. Got some of the cows resting here. Good cow. Petting the cow. And the cows can be bounced on as well. And if you accidentally hit the cow, or maybe not accidentally, oops, they don't like that. That was Caius' suggestion, by the way. He's like, if you hit the cows, they should be able to kick you.
That's what I would do. Let's not give away all the secret stuff. Let's let them figure some stuff out.
Yes. But yeah, it's funny.
That was one I was hoping to get in. Because frankly, you deserve it.
Yeah, exactly. And here is the cool lake area. You can hop on the lily pads. Some more people chatting over here. Any fishing or farming features as you continue to develop the game? Not planned at the moment, but we'll think about it. I've been playing this game called Spiritfarer, which is like a management game on the Switch, and it's really cute, and they have like a little fishing mini game that allows you to cook fish and stuff. It's not something we have in the cards, but maybe in the future when we think about like, oh, what little extras can we add here and there, we might think about something like that, but for now, it's not in the current list.
We also want to keep the scope not just for development purposes, but also for gameplay purposes.
Mm-hmm.
Keep the feature set and the scope of the game kind of not too bloated and not and kind of consistent.
Yep.
Because like there's something like it sounds like, oh, this would be fun to include this or this or this. But we also have to think about, in addition to how much time it'll take to development, how it'll work with the rest of the game and create a more fun experience. So.
Yeah, like sometimes features like certain features will just make the game feel like it's incongruous with the rest of it, or it'll just feel bloated. So we have to be careful on what we decide to choose or not. Hence why a lot of what we're saying here is maybe, or it might be in the game, or we do not know yet, because we can't promise anything besides like the main stuff that we for sure want to include.
Again, I'm not even promising this, but I would say most likely the most probable thing is this demo just with like more worlds. Basically, what is in here, but more of it is the most likely thing like we will get done. And then additional features, additional stuff will be what comes after, depending on the Kickstarter, depending on the show.
Yep, exactly. So that's why this demo is so important, because it's basically the baseline. Like the baseline of the game. It's showing you what the experience is going to be like, except the final game is going to be better. Like it's going to be bigger, it's going to be better expansion of what this is, which is really exciting. So you can go into all of these domes, and each of these domes has a different environment inside it to accommodate animals from different planets. So I'm not going to go into any of them except the green dome for now. So just know that when you play the demo, you'll be able to explore all these little domes and see all the different environments within. But for now, I'll just show you the green dome because that one's my favorite, and it's the first one you'll go to in the quest. So here is the green dome. It's supposed to be a mirror of the environment of Felmoria, which is the second world that you'll be going to. So one thing I thought would be cool in this demo is that if each dome kind of represented worlds that, or environments that you'll experience in the final game. So it's almost like a, in like in musicals or old movie musicals where in the opening credits they'll play little parts of different songs that you're going to experience throughout the musical. That's kind of what I was thinking here of this demo, is that I know there's a technical term for that. Maybe someone in the chat remembers. When you play small bits of each song in the musical at the start.
Foreshadowing?
I mean, you could call it foreshadowing, but there's like a technical like musical term for it. Does anyone know that term? But yes, that's kind of what the domes are. They are a teaser of what's to come in the rest of the adventure. And that's why here, our first dome is a teaser of what the environment's going to be like in Felmoria. A bunch of giant trees and forests, except the trees in Felmoria will be way bigger than this. But there's going to be a lot of platforming from branches to branches, and a lot of leaves and leafy creatures and flying feathery creatures.
People in the chat are saying overture.
Overture! That's it, yes! The overture.
So you're also, so Zodia, to your question, there is right now there is a slider in the game for camera sensitivity, so that'll increase and decrease the speed at which the camera turns if that's an issue for you.
Yep.
There are some minor visual things you can adjust, like post-processing if motion blur is also an issue for you. But yeah, like visual accessibility features are something I would like to include, so like if people have issues with that, or even if it's just like people prefer less motion blur and things like that, I'd want to add in. It's a little minimal right now, but for the final version, for sure that's something we want to expand. So yeah. One thing is like, I'll just fun little thing. I actually, because of my setup and how quickly I work, I tend to have my mouse sensitivity really high, which I found out when making games, a lot of other people are not used to, so they'll like move their mouse slightly and they'll be like, why is it going so fast? So that's some fun thing with, I've had to figure out how to work around. But yeah, there is a slider for camera sensitivity. So, and as well as for inverting camera axis, if that's what you so.
Exactly. Exactamundo. All right. Do we have any other questions? We're probably going to go ahead and wrap up the stream in a couple minutes. Any other questions before we go? Overture. The demo is the overture of the game. I can already see like that's like a video essay title. Is the main character supposed to represent the player, or does she get a backstory? Oh, she gets her own backstory. Mariposa is an established character you will be playing as. She has her own personality, her own backstory, her own likes and dislikes, all of that type of stuff. So, yeah. So it's like, she's not like an RPG protagonist, she's her full own, well, not like a customizable RPG protagonist, she's her own person, she's her own character. She has her own, like, relationships and stuff.
Felice, I'm glad you say that, because I'm a big fan of especially old school Rayman, and designing a lot of it, that was a big inspiration for me in terms of gameplay and style, so I'm happy someone noticed.
Oh, yes, Zodia, the name Mariposa it's Spanish for butterfly, so that's why we decided to name her that. It's kind of a coincidence that it's also the name of a Barbie movie, but yeah, it's literally I was kind of concerned about naming her Mariposa because of the fact that it's a Barbie movie, but also I was like looking at like other language terms for butterfly, and I was like, but Mariposa just fits so well. It's such a nice word. It's such a beautiful word. And so I was just like, I'll just do it. It's not like it's copyrighted or anything. It's a word for butterfly. Oh, thank you, Fabulous Rice. Thank you. All right, and with that, I guess I'll kind of say my closing thoughts is Kickstarter is launched, Steam demo is launched. We have a website called flutterstars.com. You'll find links in description and in the description of my Kickstarter video on my YouTube channel. Feel free to share to anybody you think would be interested. Tell me any YouTubers you think would be interested in the game that I can contact. Feel free to look at the Kickstarter, support it if you're interested. I'd love to have your support in any way, even if it's not Truth Kickstarters, just telling me what you think of the demo. I am so thankful for all of your guys' support so far, especially just like on my YouTube channel in general. It can be sometimes hard for me to be motivated in terms of thinking that anyone's gonna like my work. So when you guys are like leaving these beautiful comments and supporting my live streams and stuff, it's really, really motivating. And thank you guys so much for all of your support throughout the years, really.
Yeah, I'll add to that as well. Like, because especially since right now we're a two-man team, we do run into a lot of issues, especially technical issues. Up to this point, working on our own with Unreal, and when we post stuff out on social media, on Instagram or whatever, and to see people like get excited about it and react to it, that's the sort of thing that's like makes us want to really, not just deliver it, but really do something special, do our our best work. So I echo. Thank you all so much for that.
Yeah. And again, if any of you are interested in streaming or making videos on the game, or you just want to give us your feedback, feel free to contact me. Send me links to your channels, Twitch or wherever you're doing it on. And thank you so much. This has been a great stream, and it's basically it's good for posterity too, because anybody who's interested in getting the in-depth answers to some of these questions will be able to check out this stream as well. I'll keep it up on my channel. Thank you guys so much for joining, and that's going to be it for us.
On that note, very early on, I noticed a question. I don't think we got to it, and I'm sorry if the person who asked it isn't here. But they were asking, do you think there'll be more devlogs for the game as well in the future?
Yes. It's been hard for me to do devlogs because I've been so focused on like making the game that I haven't had time to like edit stuff for it. But one of the people on our team works in editing all the time, so she might be able to help us with that. Since if we're fully funded, we'll be able to like pay her for that and like make sure that we get devlogs out to keep up hype for the game, as well as keep you guys updated on the cool new stuff we're working on without spoiling too much. Yeah. Oh, Jinx1013 asks, I remember following you back in 2016. It's incredible to see where you are now. I'm glad I could be here for it. Thank you so much. It's been a long journey, that's for sure. And this is, I'm at a point where I'm just really excited to get this out, and I really hope this succeeds, because this is dream project right here. No kidding. All right, well, I'll let you guys know if there's any other streams and stuff in the future. Thank you so much for joining us, and I will see you guys next time.